Are you looking for a bustling city, amazing food, and wild animals? Then come to Ethiopia. We're here in Addis Ababa, Ethiopia. It might not be a travel destination that's hit your list, but by the end of this video, it will be. We'll show you some of the must-sees, kid-friendly, around the city, and then go on a little wild excursion out into the rural areas. You'll be visiting soon. Okay, so we're in Mount Entoto and we're having a traditional Ethiopian coffee. You don't have to go to a mountain for this. You can get this in lots of different cafes, but this is just where we happen to be. So if we scroll around, you'll see that they roast the coffee over coals and it smells fantastic. You already know, I don't have to tell you, Ethiopia is the home of coffee. Some of the best coffee in the world grows here. And if you go to your local coffee shop in Europe or the States or Australia, wherever, you'll usually find the bag says it comes from Ethiopia. And so this is where the coffee comes from, and that's why we're having it here. All right, let's dig in. It's hot.
Maybe blow on it so you don't burn your tongue.
I should blow on it first. Oh, it smells fantastic.
Does it?
Yeah. Cheers. We're having a traditional Ethiopian meal. If you haven't had it before, I'll give you a little intro. So this is actually light on because it's lunch and we had a big dinner last night and I don't have the stomach space to do it again and I didn't film last night. But this is called injera. So injera is the traditional bread that's made from teff. So teff is a grain that's 25 times smaller than a grain of wheat and it's slightly fermented. So it has like a tangy taste to it. And as you can see, it comes in different colors. And so the way that you eat in Ethiopia is to take a piece of injera, pick up your food.
Yum.
I need it. So this is goat. These are the spices on the side. And when the waitress put this down, it was initially folded and she told us that it's traditional for the woman to unfurl the bread. So I got that job. And then the different dishes are put on top. Now, if you go to an Ethiopian restaurant, which you can find all over the world. DC has great ones. Sydney has great ones. Find one. You'll often get a platter that has about like 6 different dishes. And the reason I also love Ethiopian food is because it's a culture that has a lot of vegetarian days. So Wednesday, Friday, all the holy days, you wouldn't eat meat. So if you come to an Ethiopian restaurant, there's always a vegetarian option. These are amazing lentils, greens, all kinds of things like that. And they are delicious. So we're going to dig in. So we're still at Mount Entoto Park. It's huge. We had lunch, we had coffee, and now we heard that there's horse riding. So swing around here. This is the Kariftu stables. You can go in here and you can see the horses, but where we are going to go now is down there and ride horses in a little circle. Maddie is so excited. And if you're a pro rider, you can take a horse out on a trail, but you can only do that without a guide. So we're not qualified enough to do that yet. Next trip we will. Come on, let's go. So we're at a cafe at Addis. It's outside. We have our coffee. It's beautiful. So cafes in Addis open like 7 to 8 a.m. Not like Japan where they don't open until 10 or 11 in the morning. And they stay open until pretty late at night. And so you can get a good cup of coffee almost any time of day. What we're having is, I don't know, normal coffee? Like we'd be familiar with. Maddie's having a hot Nutella.
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
And you'll be pretty able to tell which kinds of cafes are normal cafes and which are serving the traditional Ethiopian style coffee. I mean, obviously all of the coffee is Ethiopian, but the traditional one where they're roasting it over coals, you'll see the coals. Pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
How have you been enjoying Addis?
I like it. I feel like it's fun being in like a new place. Like,
It is
because
pretty
the
new.
culture's really different.
Yeah, what are some things you've noticed that are pretty different here?
The bike lanes are red instead of green.
Okay, yeah, that's a big one. So where we're staying, there's some bike lanes. A lot of infrastructure has changed over the past couple of years in Addis. Wider sidewalks. I mean, there's always been shops and things like that, but bike lanes. Another big change that's happening is there used to always be like kind of mini buses. Like you'll see this in other countries like Colombia or whatnot, where it's kind of a bus system running on what look like private buses, like private
vans.
Yeah, they look like vans. And also they've had what might be called tuk-tuks, or in other parts of the world, three-wheeled little cart things. And a lot of those are getting phased out in favor of much larger proper buses, I guess you'd say, and more energy efficient as well. So we just learned yesterday that for 2 years now, you haven't been able to purchase a gasoline or petrol powered car in Ethiopia, which is pretty cool. So we were in an electric car yesterday.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, right?
That
So
was fun.
every new car in Ethiopia is an electric car, which is good for the environment. Can you drink the water from the tap here?
No, it needs to be bottled.
No, so we get bottled water, like lots of parts of the world. Even the locals don't drink the water out of the tap. So bottled water is pretty easy to find, pretty cheap. Fresh or sparkling, either one.
Sparkling does make the lid really hard to open. Like, it will fizz and the lid is just really hard to open.
Yeah, pro tip. Whenever I travel somewhere, I want to do a few of the things that the locals are doing to kind of learn more about the culture. So while it's great to go to the museums and the other things like that, national parks, all of those things are really great, but it's great to go to a local festival or a local event when you can. We were lucky enough to be in Ethiopia for St. Mary's Day. Still don't really know what that is, but it's celebrating St. Mary. Yay! And so we went. Let me roll back a little, tell you a bit more about religion in Ethiopia. So a lot of people are surprised to find out that Ethiopia is largely Christian. And when I say Christian, I mean Orthodox Christian. So Ethiopia is one of the oldest Christian countries in the world. And so they have rock-hewn churches in the north, which have been there for hundreds and hundreds, probably like thousands of years. And so these would have been very early followers of Jesus and Christianity who came into the country. Because keep in mind, like Northern Africa is actually really close to Israel, the Mediterranean, all of that action. So the Christianity that's practiced in Ethiopia is very Orthodox. And so when women go to church, they cover their heads with a white cloth. And often you'll see women walking around with a white cloth over their heads. Now, this isn't the same. It's a similar philosophy to how women who are Muslim wear a covering over their heads, but it's a different cultural background. The white scarf that a lot of Ethiopian women wear may be fairly loose. You can still see their hair underneath, and We asked around to make sure, but anyone is welcome to attend the church as long as you're dressed kind of modestly and are wearing a white veil over your head. And so we went. Listen, I'll just be honest with you. I had no idea what was going on. I still have no idea what was going on. It was so many people. And there were things happening at the front, kind of like a bit of a procession. There was a cow. There were just people. Some people were praying on their own. Some people were praying in time with someone else. There was singing. It was a lot of action. It was just fantastic. And we were just there for it. So you might have been wondering why I'm not doing as many voiceovers in Ethiopia as I might have for some of my other videos. And it's really pretty interesting. So here, it's not uncommon to find people with more traditional beliefs who think that taking their picture or filming their video is a bit weird. Like, what are you doing? Are you trying to sell something? Like, what in the world's going on? And so you always kind of need to take a sense check before you go into a place, whether it's okay to take a photo. Photos are much easier to take than video. Video is easier to do than filming a production, right, with a selfie stick, filming video microphone. So a lot of the happy middle ground is to whip out your phone, snap a little video. A lot of places don't mind, but if you were to pull out your tripod and put on a microphone, they'd be like, mate, like, what's going on? So that's just a little cultural thing behind the scenes of why you're just seeing a lot more kind of camera video instead of the whole production setup on this trip. Ever since I took anthropology at college, I have been obsessed with Lucy. And so when I found out that her skeletal remains were at the museum in Addis, I freaked out. So excited. Wait, what? You don't know who Lucy is? Okay, we'll roll it back. So, little primer on human evolution. So we're humans, we're Homo sapiens. That means like knowledgeable man. We evolved from a long line of different species, blah, blah, evolution, blah, blah. So we're Homo sapiens, they're Homo habilis, which are the tool users, you know, all these things. And they find the skeletons in the ground and they look at their jaws, and by they, I mean like anthropologists, look at the jaws, the hips, and blah, 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 and tell who they are. So before the Neanderthals, before the Homo sapiens, there were the Australopithecines. So the Australopithecines were kind of like 3 foot tall little dudes and dudettes who kind of looked a lot more like chimpanzees, but also walked on 2 legs. And they were, guess because they're all dead, 3.2 million years old. So this is like way back in the day. So some researchers were digging around in the Rift Valley, which is Kenya, Ethiopia, and they found these bones, and Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds was playing on the radio. When they found these bones, that's why she's called Lucy, and it turned out to be an Australopithecus afarensis, which is the oldest known fossil in our humanoid-ish lineage. If you look at the map of Ethiopia and you look at what the US State Department recommends, they've just colored the whole darn country red as a no-go zone, which is a really inaccurate representation of what the country's like. So there is some civil war fighting up in the north. Just to put it into perspective, that's like the distance between New York and Atlanta from Addis to the Tigray region, where there are border and local disputes. So we had initially wanted to go see Lalibela, and there's some really beautiful ancient Christian churches that are hewn from rock. But it's red, not just by the Americans who have covered everything red, but by the Australians, and also the local government in Addis will say it's not really safe to go. So we changed our plans a bit and we're going down south to Arba Minch. So if you look at the Australian travel map, that's a yellow region, totally fine, same as like Dubai and everywhere else in the world. You know, be careful of pickpockets, that sort of thing, but other than that, like pretty safe to travel around. Now, I don't know what you think of when you hear Ethiopia. I'm hoping by the end of this video, maybe you'll be thinking some different things. A lot of people, if you talk about Africa and the amazing animals, they might think of Botswana or Kenya or some of the more popular tourist countries, but Ethiopia has a lot of amazing animal life. There's a national park with elephants living in it. There are antelope. And we got to see the crocodile market right at Arba Minch. Now, it's not an actual market. I was actually really nervous when I first heard that we were going to the market, and I was like, I don't want to see a lot of dead crocodiles, but it's a nature preserve, okay? So it's a lake and there are loads of crocodiles, and your boat pulls up pretty close to them and you can see them, but from a safe distance. Also in the lake are hippos in the wild, actual hippos, and flamingos, and lots of bird species. It's absolutely amazing. So we flew into Arba Minch. We drove about 2 hours north to Entoto, and then that's where our hotel is, dropped off our stuff, and then we've come another hour on quite bumpy roads to come out into nature. We've been passing some amazing villages, mud huts, goats, sheep, cows. It's fantastic. Absolutely love seeing it. But the reason we're here is for this. But what's really funny is, so you see the kids in the background. As soon as we pulled up into the village, and this is pretty normal, the kids, they see a big car coming, they run up to the car and wave, because in a lot of these smaller villages, the main mode of transport is donkey or motorbike, or maybe like a tuk-tuk taxi. Having a big kind of Land Rover-y thing, which is what we're using because we drove for hours to get here, is a thing in itself. And then for there to be foreigners inside is like something kids don't see a lot. So as soon as we came into town, we have a whole gaggle of little kids coming down to check out what we're up to. And our tour guide has been telling them, like, hey, go away. I mean, we don't mind at all. It's sort of cute. So you can see here in the background, there all are sitting there watching us, watch the waterfalls. They live with these waterfalls in their backyard all the time. So like, I don't know who's jealous of who, but let's go down and look at them. So, as part of our trip, we're spending one night camping in Masai National Park. Now, this is the sort of thing that it's kind of just easiest to organize with a guide, because we are in the middle of nowhere. So we drove about 2.5 hours, was it, out of Entoto to come to Masai National Park. You stop at the entrance gate and pick up a guard. And then once we were already on a dirt road by that point, but once we got into the national park, we turned and came down another very dirt road. I'll just turn you around. And by dirt, I mean like dirt. Basically just a clearing to come to this campsite. So we drove about 20 minutes on just like dirt to get here. And so our guide has brought all of the gear, and it is so cool. So we're in this clearing. Actually, first we went to another campsite and it had too many people at it, and so we picked a different campsite. And here, Matty is so excited, we are at this giant clearing with a big tree. So if we come in here, our guide and the national park guard and our driver are setting up the campsite. We camp a lot. We would try to help, but actually we just don't want to get in the way. And so they're clearing out some of the underbrush. We're with a national park guard, so we're not doing anything to disturb the land. And we are going to just really enjoy this environment. It's hot outside. We've come down in elevation from being in Arba Minch and Addis and other places. And so it's actually much hotter here. And so finding a shady spot like this under the trees, check out our giant tree.
It's very important.
It is very important. We love this tree. And we are going to be seeing antelopes. We've already seen warthogs and baboons. 50-50 chance we could see a lion. I don't know. Do we want to see a lion?
As long as it doesn't eat me.
Yeah, right. We have come somewhere really amazing. We are high, really high in the mountains above Arba Minch in the Dorze Village. So this is a place where the mountain people live, and they're known for their beehive-shaped huts. So I'll give you a tour in a minute. We're staying at the Dorze Village Lodge. So this is a hotel. It's not the same as staying with the local villagers, but you get your own hut. And they are adorable. Now this whole place, because it is so high up, is solar powered. So they used to run off of a generator, which we were told was very noisy, and now they're solar powered. So when you stay here, the electricity comes on at 6 p.m. There's a restaurant on site. It is really lovely. All of the guest rooms are these adorable huts. I could take you inside of ours in a minute. And at the top of the hill is the restaurant. Now, we had some amazing driving coming up the hill. It took us about 25 minutes from the main road. And you're driving up dirt roads, you can start to see as the fog clears some of the lower land. We are really high up. Now these little lodges are fantastic. Maddie is reading in a hammock. Hey Matt, just relaxing, chilling, and I'll just give you a peek inside. How lovely. Now we have a family room. We have welcome flower petals on the ground, and this is just such a lovely room. Nice comfy beds, and I'm gonna spin you up so you can see the infrastructure inside of these huts. And as always, mosquito nets. Everywhere mosquito nets in Ethiopia. We've made our way to Gulelle Botanic Gardens. This is a really highly recommended spot. It's beautiful. You can hear the birds. I'll turn you around soon so you can see this beautiful view of Addis. We're up pretty high, not as high as Mount Entoto, but you know, close, still up high. Lots of people come here for wedding photographs, hiking, walking around. There's vegetable gardens, all kinds of things, right?
There's some pretty flowers too.
And lots of pretty flowers and cute little birds. So we were going to chat transport, weren't we? Like talking about how we're getting around. So we've been having a driver drive us around, which is actually pretty efficient. Kind of kind of a foreigner thing to do, I guess. But we have a driver who uses WhatsApp, which is a real win. So we're able to say, hey, can you drop us off at such and such, pick us up at such and such. The local transit system breaks down a few ways. So there's an app that's like Uber. You would need to have a local phone number and perhaps even a local bank account to be able to use that one. There's also buses. A lot of the
Minivans.
the little minivans, they're so cute. But a lot of the deeper integrations into society do require you to speak Amharic and have some kind of local communication app and local currency. So it depends how long you're staying here, how deeply involved you want to get. We've been walking about and being driven about, but haven't done any of the local transit options. And we chatted to a few people, and that was sort of like low on the recommend list. So that's how we're rolling.
Yeah.
It's worked out pretty well, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. What are some other things that you think like a visitor would want to know?
Dogs.
Dogs. Okay, tell us a bit about the dogs.
Well, the dogs here, you can't really know that they're 100% vaccinated. Like, maybe one might have 1 or 2 shots, but really just avoid them because you don't, like, unless you know the person and the person says, oh, they've had all their shots, then don't really walk up to dogs because they might have rabies.
Yeah, so is this probably the first place you've been where there are a lot of wild stray dogs out?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's a new experience, right? Is knowing that, like, in some sense, they're like wild animals and you shouldn't walk up to them and approach them.
Yeah, pet them, even though they're adorable.
They are really cute, right? But they're just around on the streets, and in general, you kind of just want to leave them alone. Yeah.
Yeah.
This is funny, too, because Australia, you may not know, doesn't have rabies. So the whole country is rabies-free. So they're very particular about people coming back from Thailand or other places where there are rabies. So we're staying pretty safe around animals, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we're just going to keep relaxing. I want to try out this way. Triangle vibes.